Hi everyone, my name is Melissa, and if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more about astrology. And today we'll be continuing our Mars sign series with Mars and Virgo. So if you haven't done already, I would really strongly advise you to look up your birth chart. If all you know is like your sun sign, with knowing your birth chart, you will be able to know all of your other placements, your other planets, and it's so much more telling about your life and your personality than just your sun sign. So I highly recommend that. And that way you can also look up your Mercury sign and your Venus sign, your Mars sign, and see the videos that I've done for those placements as well. So please go ahead and follow the link that I put in the description in order to get your birth chart for free. And you're going to need to know your time of birth as well as your place of birth as well. So please be sure you have that information ready as well. If you want, you can go ahead and follow me on Tumblr at lunarcappy. I'm usually pretty active on there. Lately, I haven't been keeping up as much or updating as much just because I've been trying to sort of like distance myself from it a little bit. You can go ahead and follow me on there for more updates. So what does a Mars sign mean in a birth chart? Your Mars sign is all about how you take action, how you take initiative, how you direct yourself when you are confronted by a conflict, or how you handle conflict, how you handle confrontation from other people, and how you stand up for yourself, how you assert yourself, how you go about getting what you want. Basically, what motivates you, what drives you, what are you passionate about, what excites you and makes you passionate. It describes your sex drive. It describes the type of male you're attracted to if you are into males, or if you are a male, what kind of masculine you display, how you express it. And so let's go ahead and talk specifically about Mars and Virgo. Mars and Virgo does not do things impulsively. They direct themselves very analytically, very strategically. They're never going to get into a situation or a plan of action that they have not thought through very well. Everything is covered, all the details are covered, and all the bases are covered and accounted for. And they want to make sure that they are doing the right thing, they're making the right decision, and so they're going to put a lot of thought into it, a lot of research and analysis into their plan of action. They might even be a little bit hesitant about how they take action and what the decisions that they make. And so although they are very quick-witted, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and so that lends them a very sharp wit and being able to talk themselves through any situation, along with Mars and Gemini. But Mars and Virgo, I think, could be summed up as just being very strategic in how they fight and how they take action and how they go about getting what they want. Mars and Virgo is not the most passionate of Mars signs. You won't always know when they are excited about something or when they want something, when they desire something. Mars and Virgo can be a little bit reticent about their desires and expressing them and letting other people know that they are happy about something or that they want something. And so Mars and Virgo can be very indirect with getting what they want. A little bit shy about, navigating through their desires and going through that plan of action, although they know very well. They're very they plan things out very thoroughly before deciding on something. But actually executing it, Mars and Virgo can be sort of more of the behind the scenes type of player when it comes to getting things done. So what is a Mars and Virgo really motivated by? They are motivated by keeping things in order and maintaining control, maintaining organization of things, and just they really want to help other people. I feel like a huge strength of Mars and Virgo is being able to help other people and putting themselves last to a certain extent. This can sort of hold them back a little bit from really pursuing and taking care of their own ego, their own desires. Mars and Virgo is just too busy being motivated to help other people and to put them first and to always be of service. Virgo is the sign of service, and Mars here is taking action through service and through giving and putting themselves to good use, feeling useful. Mars and Virgo is motivated by feeling useful and contributing to something bigger and being productive. A Mars in Virgo has to feel productive in order to be motivated. They need to know that what they're doing makes sense and it has to be for a useful purpose. Mars in Virgo is rarely going to expend their energy on something that they feel is wasteful or useless, or just, there doesn't really it doesn't really serve a practical purpose. They have a lot of energy for getting things done, just like the everyday things, like getting out of bed and doing a routine, and doing some work, getting some work done, organizing or cleaning or working on a project, and being part of like this everyday routine and schedule, this timetable. Mars and Virgo is very good at sticking to a schedule and a timetable. But Virgo is also mutable, and although they are good at sticking to routine and checking off those list items, a Mars in Virgo is also very, very adaptable, very flexible. And so any type of task that you can like shoot at them like out of thin air, they can handle that. And a Mars in Virgo is very good at using their energy very wisely and very strategically, like I mentioned earlier. They usually are not the type of people who will, jump into something or jump into a situation and just kind of like use all their energy in one go, in one sitting. Mars in Virgo really knows how to use it wisely, use their energy wisely, and make sure that they organize their time, their motivation, and their energy very wisely and among all the different tasks. Mars in Virgo, I think, would be great at multitasking because ruled by Mercury, they are able to organize and sort very thoroughly all the different little tidbits and little thoughts that go into each duty. And so Mars in Virgo will be really great at like using different talents, different skills that they might have in different ways and in different at different times, but like through multitasking basically. They're very quick like that. They're very like quick-witted and have a very sharp mind to be able to keep up with many different things all at once and be able to do it very well at the same time. Let's talk about the anger of Mars and Virgo. And I want to say that Mars and Virgo will 9 times out of 10 be more irritated than like have like a temper tantrum. A Mars and Virgo will probably never have a temper tantrum or like throw a fit, or like you'll never see them like in this huge blind rage. A Mars and Virgo will probably be very like classy and like reserved about showing their anger, and it's most likely going to come across as irritation and like annoyance. Little things will probably annoy Mars and Virgo very much and very easily. Not a lot of things will get them like enraged, but different little pet peeves they will have, and that will kind of be annoying to them. Because Virgo as a sign can be very nitpicky, and having your Mars in this sign, you're gonna be, they might be get angry or annoyed very easily by like little things that nobody else would really have a problem with, but Mars and Virgo is, because they are very like particular about how things need to be and like how things are organized and when things need to be done at a certain time, and like they have a specific way of putting on their shoes or something like that. It's how you take action. Mars is how you take action and how you get things done. And so Virgo is a little bit of a control freak when it comes to that, because they need things done a very specific way. And when they are angry or annoyed or they're confronted by something, Mars and Virgo probably will dislike confrontation, and they won't like, bring things up with other people that annoy them, just because Virgo is not really a fighter. They're not here to like pick fights or cause drama. Mars and Virgo will most likely try to like sort things out or solve the problem like on their own, behind the scenes, like when no one is looking, and just try to like use their mind or use their wit, use their amazing problem solving skills to like sort the problem out. And 9 times out of 10, they'll be able to do it. And you wouldn't even notice, or they probably wouldn't even ask for credit for it. Mars in Virgo is super humble, super modest, and they just have a way of fixing things and getting things to work out in a way that makes sense, or at least to them. A Mars in Virgo, if they are angry and they do confront you about it, you are most likely going to suffer through their argument. They're so good at arguing and like picking you apart with their words. Similar to a Mars in Gemini, a Mars in Virgo is probably going to attack you on how you do things, and you're not doing this right. This is how you should do it, and listing all the different ways that you're doing something wrong. They can craft an argument very, very well and very skillfully, very like strategically, and so there really is no use in trying to argue with Mars and Virgo at all, um, unless you just want to be cut down and just be told how imperfect you are. Speaking of perfect, I haven't even mentioned that word at all in this video yet, which is a huge keyword for Virgo. Mars and Virgo can really be motivated and energized by trying to achieve perfection and trying to get things just right. Because of that, they can be a little bit hard on themselves, and this kind of goes for all personal placements in Virgo, whether it's Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars. They don't really give themselves enough credit sometimes. As easily as they can get annoyed with other people doing things wrong, they can also spot their own flaws, going over their mistakes over and over in their head, like the things that they've done throughout the whole entire day, and just, but they can also be motivated by that and find their passion in just perfection, in trying to be perfect and trying to like give the best work that they can give and that they can offer, the best type of service, making sure that you have like the most on point experience of being served. See, speaking of the sex drive of Mars and Virgo, a Mars and Virgo sexuality is very understated, very much downplayed, and people don't really talk about this with Mars and Virgo, but I've seen a pattern for sure. Their sexuality is just right underneath the surface, and you might get a glimpse of it here and there of when, like, it's definitely not like screaming in your face type of sexuality, like they're not oozing their sexuality or anything like that, like through the way that they dress. In fact, they might express their sexuality through being understated and through being the unnoticed, mysterious one in the room, where everybody else is just, like screaming for attention. And then you have a Mars in Virgo who is just like sort of like in the corner, keeping to themselves, and like sort of like kind of once in a while making eye contact with you, and it's just like you can like feel the heat through that eye contact, or through a simple word that they've spoken in conversation with you, that just kind of shows off their intellect. Mars and Virgo can use their sharpness, their sharp mind, to sort of seduce you, and showing off, how well they do things, or how much they can get done, little things that, other people probably would overlook, and you would never ever consider something like that to be sexy until you meet a Mars in Virgo, and they use that to like seduce you, to like rope you in, and just, use that as their attracting factor. Mars in Virgo is probably not really going to be very direct about their desires. Like I mentioned earlier, they're not going to be direct about what it is that they want, or who it is that they want, or who they're turned on by, or what turns them on. Those little things, in the bedroom that excite them, or like turn them on. A Mars in Virgo is probably going to be very shy about that, but don't let that fool you. Don't let their symbolic virgin image fool you, because there's just so much more to them deep down, and they can use that sort of like gentleman approach, or that like really classy, demure type of approach, to really just give sort of a glimpse of what is like raging beneath the surface. So yeah, their sexuality is really understated and just very it's a whisper, but when you get past that whisper, and they're really and when they're like really into you, you know, they're really allowed to relax with you and let loose, you know, you're gonna see something completely opposite from that virgin image, from everything that they're like trying to put up as a front, you know, out in public. Lady in the streets but freak in the sheets, that was definitely describing a Mars and Virgo. And a Mars and Virgo's sexuality, they can be turned on by seeing you turned on or giving you pleasure and just, you know, seeing you happy, seeing you satisfied. They're definitely gonna try to like put you first in that way in any intimate situation. They're gonna want to make sure that your needs are taken care of first, that you're being catered to for sure, and they're gonna like attend to every single detail, you know, whatever it is that you like. They can be flexible with it however you like it. A Mars and Virgo will go to great lengths to research that, to like really like get it down pat and, you know, perfect that method or that technique, whatever it is that you like. Mars and Virgo can be really like just super giving in that way and super attentive to every need, every desire that you might have. Mars and Virgo might be a little bit too much in their head when they're in that type of situation. When in an intimate encounter, you know, a Mars and Virgo can be a little bit too much, you know, thinking too much, just too much in their head, too much like trying to make things perfect, trying to think, you know, focusing too much on the strategy and the technique. And, you know, a Mars and Virgo really doesn't really allow themselves to get lost in the passion, you know, to like lose themselves and show emotion or like just freely physical with a partner. Although they can be very like sensual beings, Mars and Virgo, that because they are Earth, they love to use their hands. Not only are they turned on by like the mind or like the intellectual compatibility of a person, but also through their sense of touch is very powerful. A Mars and Virgo, and you know, like how they experience you through their sense of touch, through how they use their hands, can be a huge turn on for them, and it can be like the key to just unlocking their physicality, their true like rawness that they're trying so hard to like keep inside and keep it a secret. So I think that's about it for Mars and Virgo. If I've ever missed a detail, which I know you Mars and Virgo people will pick out very quickly, please be sure to share with me your thoughts and anything that I've missed out on in the comments. And make sure you look up your birth chart if you haven't already. Make sure you follow me on Tumblr if you want for more updates. Please be sure to also like the video if you learned something from it or if you've enjoyed it, and to subscribe to my channel for more astrology. And I will see you again very soon for another Mars video.